Hey, everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Josh Jordan. You can hear both of us on ESPN 97.5. You can also see Josh's work at sportsmaphouston.com. Hit subscribe if you haven't so that you can get all of our content here on YouTube. Josh, Christian Wood traded to Dallas for the pick number 26 and 4 guys that won't be here. What it tells me, 2 things. The Rockets desperately wanted Christian Wood out of that locker room, and number 2, he had 0 value in the NBA.
I think you're onto that. I think that's exactly what happened, John. And I kind of look at it, I compare it to the Zach Cunningham situation with the Texans, to where he's a good, not great player, but he didn't want to be with the Texans anymore. And he was a pain in the ass. They had to suspend him. So all the other teams in the NFL knew, the Texans want to get rid of this guy. So they didn't give him anything for him. They ended up having to cut him. At least the Rockets come away with the draft pick here.
Yeah, they get a draft pick, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. I know behind the scenes, I've talked to Tillman about it. He said, we really don't need any more draft. We got enough young players, especially with this number 3 overall pick. I really wonder if Paulo Banchero is their guy, and they think Oklahoma City is going to take him, if they don't use some of this draft capital to maybe move up and grab Paulo. Because would you be okay with Chet Holmgren with the 3rd pick?
Yeah, I mean, those are the consensus guys that are going in the top 3. So as long as they come away with one of those guys, I'm cool with it. And actually Charlie Palillo wrote an article for us on SportsMap right after the lottery picks came down, and he thought it was a big loss that the Rockets didn't get up to number 2 so they'd have a chance at Holmgren. He thought that, with Banchero, that he's just a tick less athletic than a couple of the guys at the top of the draft. So I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world.
That's interesting, because I think Chet Holmgren is by far the 3rd guy in that draft. Paulo Banchero is getting a lot of attention right now among NBA circles, that he is a specimen that you just don't find. We just had Roosh Williams on. He talked about him measuring out at 6'10" and a half without shoes on. So when you're talking about putting the shoes on as well, you're talking about a 7-footer with his athletic ability. I don't know. I think I would much rather have Paulo, and I think I just think he might be gone. It's hard to measure this trade, isn't it? Did they win the trade?
I think we'll see. We'll see how the draft works out, how they replace Christian Wood. Look, you got Jalen Green. You don't want somebody that he's learning from that's the wrong type of influence. And, and Christian Wood didn't want to go back in the game. I think Lance talked about it the other day. If they don't want to be here, then beat it, because they're not going to be great this year. It's going to take a while to turn this thing around, and you got to be committed to wanting to do that. So if you're not buying in, then you got to go. It's
just a shame what Daryl left this with. You end up with John Wall. Eric Gordon is he's not a leader. He just doesn't seem like he's a guy that's out there pushing these guys just to be better every day. Christian Wood was a guy you thought you would have James Harden and you'd have one last shot, so you added a Christian Wood. You took a chance on a guy with less character than you would hope for, but you wanted some talent, and it turns out that's the guy that's supposed to teach these young guys. It just has been a mess. It's going to take another year. Get rid of John Wall's contract. Eric Gordon you can go to. Everybody get on your way, and let's start rebuilding with guys like Al Horford. A good veteran player that can teach these young guys how to be pros.
No, I'm all for it. You saw what Chris Paul did, when he joined the Suns. So, a veteran can make a big difference. And, defending Christian Wood a little bit, when he got here, he thought he'd be playing with James Harden and everything would be cool. And he was leaving Detroit, who was terrible. And then now what happened? He ended up back on another team that's in a rebuild. And, the guy probably just wants to win a few basketball games, and that's not the worst thing in the world.
No, can't blame him. He might change his attitude in Dallas by winning. It may, winning does cure a lot of evil. So maybe Christian Wood will be a better guy, and he's definitely talented. So good luck to him, and good luck with that 26th pick. We'll see what they do with it.